Listen to me. This is a public service announcement for anyone who knows me. I am giving you all, granting all of you, one more fuck around. After that, y'all gonna start finding out. Everyone gonna start finding the fuck out.
Martial law is just around the corner. Martial law is just around the corner. And this was always part of the plan. And they are currently about to deploy the National Guard in LA for people protesting the militarized ICE raids happening there. I never in my fucking life thought that I would see what is happening in LA right now. I watched a live video earlier of a man recording what's happening. Militarized ICE is across the street from them, firing off tear gas at them for peacefully protesting. And they're letting off smoke bombs, and then some of those tear gas bombs that they're shooting out at them started a fucking tree on fire in this protest. Did they give a shit? Absolutely not. But the reason it was all part of the plan is they've been trying to do anything to piss the people off enough that they could invoke martial law. And making our country look like a fucking third world dictatorship, that's a pretty good way to piss off the people. And don't fucking tell me that it's about getting criminals when today in Paramount, California, they took a militarized group of ICE agents to a fucking Home Depot. Yeah, people are fucking pissed. So you're going to have a ton of protesters, and then they're going to bring in the National Guard, and then they're going to invoke martial law. And I'm so fucking torn on this because, yes, protest. This is so beyond fucked up that this is happening in our country. But now they've just been looking for an excuse, and they are doing this on purpose, and they will continue to do these militarized ICE raids to piss off the people, get more people to protest, and be able to invoke that martial law. I fucking hate this administration.
Well, there you have it, folks. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth says due to increased threats to federal law enforcement officers in federal buildings, approximately 700 active duty U.S. Marines from Camp Pendleton are being deployed to Los Angeles to restore order. We have an obligation to defend federal law enforcement officers, even if Gavin Newsom will not. And that's not even the most shocking news that I have to share with you. And I'm not even sure if it's what President Trump just said or perhaps maybe what Mayor Eric Adams just said about New York, which obviously New York City, sanctuary city. Any of you who have been alive over the last year or two know exactly why this is so important. If you ever watch Cash Jordan on YouTube, if you know, you know.
I understand that some New Yorkers may be angry, afraid, and ready to express that. New York City will always be a place to peacefully protest, but we will not allow violence and lawlessness. The escalation of protests in Los Angeles over the last couple of days is unacceptable and will not be tolerated if attempted in our city.
We have no tolerance for violence. None. We have no tolerance for property damage. We have no tolerance for people blocking entrances to buildings or blocking driveways or blocking cars from moving. And any attacks against law enforcement will be met with a swift and decisive response from the NYPD. We are responsible for public safety and maintaining order in this city, and we will never abdicate that responsibility.
Viral News NYC says during a tense public safety meeting, New York City Mayor Adams didn't mince words. If violence breaks out, he's ready to lead with his black foot straight up the rioters' ass. And the NYPD police chief, Tish White, foot won't be far behind. It's a two-footed message from City Hall. Don't start nothing, won't be nothing. Behave yourselves or get drop kicked by both sides of city leadership, which obviously this is being facetious from this post here. But what is, in my opinion, entirely true is this one from Rapid Response 47 from President Trump. Quote, "If they spit, we will hit." This is a statement from the President of the United States concerning the catastrophic Gavin Newsom inspired riots going on in Los Angeles. The insurrectionists have a tendency to spit in the face of the National Guardsmen, women, and others. These patriots are told to accept this. It's just the way life runs, but not in the Trump administration. If they spit, we will hit. And I promise you, they will be hit harder than they have ever been hit before. Such disrespect will not be tolerated. And honestly, this may be a moot point because let's see if I can find the post that I saw earlier when I logged into X, and it was showing how gear was being dropped off. Let's see if I can find it here. I feel like maybe Benny Johnson posted it. Now that's Benny Johnson with the family. Oh, there it is. There it is. Bionic face shields are now being delivered in large numbers to the rioters in Los Angeles. Paid insurrection. But obviously they won't be able to spit through those masks. There's that. But speaking of Benny Johnson, this is a little bit unrelated, but I'll throw it in there since we're already on the subject. Benny Johnson posted this one. It says, Chris Cuomo name dropped me, Charlie Kirk, and Joe Rogan, smearing us as conspiracy theorists and extremists for demanding the Epstein files and the truth behind his death. Tim Dillon with scorched earth in response, straight up gut punch. So, yeah, if you want to watch that, go check out Benny Johnson's post. And I actually had this bookmark with this other post here, which is Rob says, this retard, Sin City Manny, recorded himself searching for Finney the legend the day before killing Finney and his wife in Vegas, all over a YouTube beef. He'll spend the rest of his life in prison over YouTube videos. Yeah. Wild, crazy stuff, folks. Silly, if you ask me. And speaking of silly, let's watch this one from LA Mayor Karen Bass.
Are Democrats out of touch on this issue?
Well, I think if you did the polling in Los Angeles, I'm not sure it would be that way, considering we are a city of immigrants. And then people might approve that policy. But do people really approve the federal government coming in and seizing power from a state and from a city? So I drilled down a little further on that poll because I do not believe that Americans support the federal intervention in a city takeover or a state takeover.
Well, Dagan, this is nothing new. We know that the left doesn't classify violence against law enforcement, burning, destructive vandalism, assembling on a freeway, blocking traffic. They don't consider any of that to be violent because it's a means to an end for them. They want you to believe that when you see cars on fire, that just happens to be a summer bonfire. When you see rocks being thrown at law enforcement officers and ICE agents, that's just simply them skipping across an imaginary pond and happening to hit an enforcer of the law. But the American people are smarter than that. This is nothing new, by the way, for LA. They'll riot for George Floyd. They will riot for Hamas. They will riot for illegal aliens. And I can't be the only one that's wondering how these hundreds, even thousands of people are able to assemble in Los Angeles on a Monday during normal working hours. Dagan, me thinks that perhaps they should have found gainful employment and perhaps they wouldn't have so much extra time on their hands to cause anarchy and mayhem.
Anarchy and mayhem. You know, I don't know how many of you watching are from LA who can chime in as like boots on the ground here, because I'm just picking up little bits and pieces and trying to sift through the left-leaning bias that's being just vomited across social media of trying to paint President Trump as being the bad guy, obviously. Gavin Newsom being the victim. Los Angeles immigrants, rioters being the victims here. But what I do have to show you is Gavin Newsom in June of 2024 telling Republicans, so this was a year ago, telling Republicans to stop playing politics and to send some National Guard to California to help with the border. It was election time, so it was time to pretend to be for law and order. And today, Newsom announced that he's suing Trump because the president sent the National Guard to California to help with the riot control because of the border.
We're back down here at the border, Tijuana, right behind me, San Diego sector, the San Ysidro port of entry, not too far away, which is the largest in the Western Hemisphere. We were just down here with the National Guard, meeting with customs agents as well as Border Patrol, talking about our partnerships. 390 National Guardsmen and women that have been working, particularly as it relates to fentanyl here in the state of California. Look at the bottom line, at the end of the day, they need more resources. Everybody needs more resources. And the Republican Party has been consistently standing in the way of providing the resources, the support for the men and women working hard, not only here at the border, but out throughout the state of California and this country to address the issues related to the border. It's time for them to stop playing politics. It's time for the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, to stop playing politics and do the right thing.
Why the hell are you playing right into the hands of Donald Trump? Because I got news for you. On this particular issue, as it involves migrants, immigrants, those who are undocumented, dare we say illegal, in the United States of America, he's winning on this issue. There's a reason he won a popular vote. There's a reason he won the Electoral College vote. There's a reason he won every swing state. There are people within the United States of America that want our immigration crisis addressed and want the situation resolved somehow, some way. And the person that seems eager to bring a resolution to the table is President Donald Trump. Now, others may challenge that because they may say we had a bipartisan agreement when Joe Biden was in office that Donald Trump convinced the GOP to nix because he wanted to use it as an issue to favor him during the election. Well, damn it, it worked. It worked. And I got news for you, Governor Newsom. It's working now.